Hari Bol Abhinav. Hari Bol Balavrinda. Kabir, Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
We missed you for a long time. How are you?
Good.
We missed you. Hari Krishna, Abhigya, Isha, Rai Prahlad. Hari Bol Rai Prahlad. We out somewhere? Hari Krishna, Smriti, Sudevi, Khushi.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hi Krishna, who is it?
Smriti Mataji.
Hi Krishna, Smriti. Okay, Varsha Dongre. What's the kid's name? Haribol? Okay.
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Shreyash.
Shreyash. Okay, yeah. Hare Krishna, Shreyash. Abhinay, you want to say something?
Oh, I was raising hand to say Hare Krishna mantra because they were saying Hare Krishna mantra.
Okay.
Yeah, until Mataji comes, I make them to do it.
Mataji,
Yes,
I'm
Balavinda.
going to India, so I'm giving toys to my sister and brother.
Okay, you already told.
Wonderful. That's so nice of you that you're sharing your toys. That's very precious. That's very nice. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll be sharing. Okay, you know what? Today in India, it is Children's Day. Like 14th November is Children's Day. So I know like over there it's not Children's Day, but then happy Children's Day to you all.
Mataji, my mom gave me a cookie today morning because it was Children's Day.
Oh, she didn't send it for me. I'm also a child, right? She should send it for me also.
Yeah, Mataji, definitely Mataji will be sending to you.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll share screen. Okay. We'll start with our prayers. Everyone together.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanajnanashakaya Chakshurmilitam
Tasmai Shri
Tasmai
Gurave
Shri
Namaha.
Namaha
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gauravani Pracharini Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Pasyantyadesh Prabhu Nityananda
Jai
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Krishna Chaitanya
Radharika
Prabhu
Bhaktivinoda
Nityananda
Hare Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Advaita
Krishna
Gadadhara
Krishna Hare
Srivasadi
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hari Bol. Very nice. Okay, Kabir, can you read the translations over here for us?
I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Very good. Bol. Abhinav, can you read this for us, please?
I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet.
Hari Bol. Smriti, can you read this for us?
Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the western countries which are filled with evil and voidism.
Very good. Dhruva, can you read this for us? Shush. Yes, Dhruva.
What should I read?
I offer my obeisances. The
Okay.
translation part.
I offer my obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari, Shivasa, and all others in the line of devotion.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, so today we are on the we're doing the 16th chapter, right? The 16th chapter, and the title of the chapter is the gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, when they were punished by when they were cursed by the four Kumaras, right? And does anybody want to tell how far we have come? A little bit from what last week we did. What is happening in the story right now? Never mind if you cannot, okay? If anybody wants to share, we'll go ahead with that. Yes, Smriti.
Mataji, we said that like Jay and Vijay were cursed, and then the Lord appeared, and then they gave a description of how Lord looked, and he said, the actions that you have done is completely okay with me. I completely agree with what you have done, and um, that my devotees come before me, and then like one Mataji said like what is the difference between Brahmana? Pansiki Mataji told like devotees can Vaishnavas can be Brahmanas, but Brahmanas can't be Vaishnavas. So they then Lord was saying, but I do, and then we ended where like Lord was saying, but I do want them to come back. And then he was Radhika Kasuri Mataji was saying that she like the Lord was saying all this in like his sarcastic manner. So he's saying, but I do want them to come back. So when can they come back? Thank you, Mataji.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Hari Bol. A big Hari Bol to Smriti. Hari Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Smriti, for summarizing it. Okay, so the last Monday also we saw that what a Brahmana was or what a Brahmana is, because the Lord was specifically emphasizing that how a Brahmana is more important to him, or how the words of a Brahmana are important, and how he really appreciates them, and that everybody should be following their footprints, right? So now when we came up to that part, what we have seen is, okay, before that, what we'll do is we'll do this verse at the end, okay? So now this was the case wherein the four Kumaras, you can see that they are looking at the Lord, right? In the last verses, or in the last week, what we saw, that they were so mesmerized by the looks of the Lord. They were so, as if they were hypnotized, that they were looking at the Lord and his beauty and his words. And see, like, when you know that you've done something which might not be very pleasing, but the person will, like, suppose your parents, okay, and you have done something which you know that okay might be done in some other way, but then your parents are appreciating you and they are very nice to you. You feel, first of all, you might have felt that, oh, you know what, I've done something a little bit drastically wrong, and now I might be the person in front of you, that your parents or something might not like it. But then your parents try to pacify you, your parents try to be cool and calm. At that point, you cannot show your tantrums, you cannot show your anger, you cannot show your unpleasantness, or if you're hurt by something, because whatever reaction your parents are giving is totally different, isn't it? And then it becomes very hard for you to react, like, what way I should react. There's no what I had expected was totally different over here. Suppose you and your brother is crying, and your parents come, and you have done, like, you must have done something to your brother, but then your parents come and they are trying to tell you that, oh, you know what, you should have really, really did this good, so that he should learn things. And for you are taken aback, like you are caught in a situation where you think that your parents might be not very happy with it, but they are trying to be in control, they are not scolding you for anything. At that point, you are like, whatever your parents say, I'm going to do that. or whatever my parents say, it is okay with me, right? So I don't know whether that condition has come to you, but it happens at times. So the same thing happened with our four Kumaras, that when they were listening to the Lord, it was as if they are just looking at him and his words are falling on their ears, and it is just getting perceived in the way the Lord is trying to convey it, or the Lord is trying to say it. Yes, Abhinav?
Is that a fallen Krishna?
No, it's not following Krishna. It's that the Jay and Vijay, when they take birth in the material world, they are moving out from there, right? So then yeah, so then what happens is, they are like totally mesmerized by the looks of the Lord. They are totally mesmerized by what the Lord is speaking, and they are just looking at the Lord, and now they are, they are fully surrendered to the Lord, as if like they are just glorifying the Lord in these verses. Next coming verses from 16 point no 3.16.13, they are going to explain the first of all, they explain the beauty of the Lord, and they have appreciated the Lord for everything. Now let us see in the further paragraphs or further verses what they say. Okay, like to make it more clear, what we have done is we have the verses translations over here. It might be a little bit of reading, but then because this is much of their views, what they had about the Lord and what they felt, so it is really nice to read it. See, in the Kurukshetra war, okay, when the Lord was talking to Arjuna, right? What were the views of Arjuna before the Lord started saying anything? Yes, Abhinav?
He didn't want to fight. He thought fighting would be bad and many people will be killed. So it would
Because he
be
thought
better
of
to
his
be a beggar.
family. He his family.
Okay, because he thought of his family. Thank you, Abhinav. So, Devi?
He thought I'm not going to fight.
Okay, he's not going to fight. Anybody else want to say? Yes, Radha?
He was thinking that it's gonna be like he doesn't want to kill all his cousins, even though they're evil. Like they, plus he thinks that killing, because a sin is like a sin is that you are killing your family.
Right.
He thought it
Yes,
would.
Smriti? Right, perfect. Yes, Smriti?
And he feel like he's like, I can't kill my own family members.
Right. So he was in a dwell mind, right? And he was confused, and he had so many thoughts, and he was so determined that he does not want to fight. He's going to leave the everything and go to the war. But what happened, and what happened that changed his mind? Yes, Radha, what happened that changed his mind?
Like Krishna was telling him,
Krishna
Krishna
was telling, yes, I'm going to put up
telling
some
him
words, okay? Yeah,
like, look, fight. Like they're evil. Don't think they're family members. They're evil. Kill them.
right, right. Okay, Abhinav?
They are not following dharma, and Krishna says they are already killed by the time factor. So
Very good.
you should take the credit.
Very nice. Very nice, right? So, Abhigya,
It's because they weren't doing dharma, so like that means they have like the sin, so you have to kill them. It's not like a choice.
okay, perfect. Yes, Smriti?
And, and the Lord said that even after the soul always stays. You can never kill a soul. A soul is never born, and it can never die. So even if you kill their body, nothing will really happen to them.
Very good, right? So, we saw that what was Arjuna's condition, what the Lord did, right? So, what the Lord did was he explained it to Arjuna, and he tried to show his Virat Roop, and he explained to Arjuna why what things were important. So what was the end result? Did Arjuna agree to it? What happened at the end?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
Arjuna agree? Yes. So Arjuna, yes, Arjuna agreed. He surrendered. So that was the result of the Lord's making him understand, or the Lord preaching to him, or the Lord's speaking. The Lord's words were so potent that it could change Arjuna's views. It could make him understand what the reality was, and it could make him do the right thing. And the same thing has happened over here. What has happened? That the four Kumaras, when they were standing in front of the Lord and the Lord was speaking, these four Kumaras were really very angry, right? See, like if they have cursed the Jaya and Vijaya, that means they were really angry, right? It's not that they were happy and they were after giggling, but they were really angry that these things have happened. And now when the Lord was there in front of them, and he was speaking, they were mesmerized. They were like, their anger had already gone off somewhere, and it was really a very different situation for them. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just read the translation for these verses. Radha, can you read the first one over here? Brahma continued.
Brahma continued.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, go ahead.
Brahma continued. Even though the sages had been bitten by the serpent of anger, their souls were not sated with hearing the Lord's lovely and illuminating speech, which was like a series of Veda hymns.
Very good. Abhigya, can you read the next one?
Okay, Mataji. The Lord's excellent speech was difficult to comprehend because of its momentous import and its most profound significance. The sages heard it with wide open ears and pondered it as well. But although hearing, they could not understand what he intended to do. Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Mataji.
Hi, Krishna. See, so the Lord's words were so potent and so profound and so significant that they were just listening to it, and they were just listening, but they could not understand what the Lord is really meaning. Because as Mataji said, right, that the words were a little bit sarcastic and he really wanted them. So they were not understanding. Is the Lord trying to glorify us, or is the Lord trying to take our side? Or what is exactly he doing, right? But in spite of this, the words of the Lord were just like, honey for them. So it did not matter what the Lord is saying, but for them it was important that the Lord is speaking, and they were just hearing. Now I just want you to think about any one situation. Might be you have come under that situation, or might be you have not. But then, has there any time come that you are like mesmerized by something? You're not really understanding things, but you just want it to be heard, or you just want to listen to it. Has anybody come and yes, Balavrinda? You want to say something, Balavrinda? Haipul? Okay, Abhinav? We'll wait for Balavrinda, okay, when she comes. Yes, Abhinav?
Mataji, she wants to read. That's why she raised her hand.
Okay, okay. Okay, Balavrinda, can you read it again?
What?
The second one? The Lord's excellent speech.
The Lord's excellent speech was difficult to comprehend because of its momentous importance and its most profound significance. The sages heard it with wide open ears and powdered it as well, but although hearing, they could not understand what he intended to do.
Very good. Thank you so much, Balavrinda. Yes, Abhinav, you were saying something?
Oh, I sometimes just like to hear people talk when I sleep. It just
Okay. Okay, very nice. Kavya, Haribol, nice to we haven't seen you, but I just see your name. If you come on video, it would be much more. Ah, see? Yes, you were
Mataji,
saying
I'm eating.
that's okay. You want to say something?
No.
Okay. Radha wants to share something. We are missing Samskriti, right, for a while? Is Samskriti gone somewhere?
Mataji, I'm here.
Yes, Samskriti is here. Oh, see, I
Mataji,
remember.
I
I remember.
accidentally raised my hand.
Sorry.
I accidentally raised my hand.
Okay, no worries. Okay, hi Krishna Samskriti. Welcome. That's what I was wondering. Where is Samskriti? I haven't seen her for a while. Okay, so no worries. Like maybe if they everybody might not have come under that situation, but sometimes when you go to the temple, I'll just. Abhinav, are you going to share anything more?
Oh no, I am raising hand for the next passage to
Okay.
read.
Okay. I'll just tell you about the situation. Okay, like when there is kirtan in the temple going on. Okay, because Kabir wants to share something. Yes, Kabir.
So I'm just waiting for the next slide.
Oh my goodness. You all love reading, huh? That's really nice. That's really nice.
Can I share
Okay.
something?
Yes, please go ahead.
Mataji, like when in a temple they like have like a Bhagavatam class, like after
Uh-huh.
Kirtan, like 1 hour Kirtan, 1 hour Bhagavatam class. Like even
Mm-hmm.
though I don't understand everything in the Bhagavatam class, sometimes they like this time and they had a story about Bhakti Vinod Thakur. I still like to listen to it.
Very nice. Very nice. So, Devi? Yes, Sudhi.
Mataji, sometimes I hear Prabhupada's classes, so I don't understand Prabhupada's Bengali accent, but still I want to hear.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Kavya, are you going to say something?
No, Mataji, I'm waiting for the next slide.
Okay, Smriti, did you say or okay, you know what? I will okay for one okay. Wait, let me see. Okay, Kavya is waiting for the next one. Okay, for the next those who are waiting for the next reading, you have to put your hands down because I'm getting confused if somebody wants to say something. Okay. Okay, Abhigya wants to say something. Yes, Abhigya, go ahead.
Sometimes I'm listening to Amarinda Prabhu while he's like lecturing, and then like sometimes I get confused by like because he explains stuff, and then I think that's part of the story, but it's not, and like but I still like to listen to it.
Yes, it happens, right? When there are stories going on and then you forget like what exactly is going on, and at times then sometimes you don't understand, but then because there are so many kirtans going on in between, or when there is like it happens when it is Nitai Sevani Mataji's class, okay, with me. When she's saying it, then she will have some bhajan in between, and then when she will have some, some examples in between. It's so nice that no matter from where you start, it's always good to hear. Satvik wants to say something. Yes, Satvik.
Sometimes when I'm mad, I just like to do something spiritual.
Very nice, very nice. That's such a nice way to keep you calm. Very good. Okay, I am. Okay, I see so many hands raised.
Mataji,
Okay,
can I?
yes. Yes, go ahead, Radha.
So like, even though I don't really understand Hindi, so like I kind of understand, half understand. Like mostly I just translate it in English when it becomes wrong. So whenever I hear lectures, anything, I just run in, start sitting down and listening. That's all.
Very nice. Very nice. That's a nice spiritual aspect which you all have. And I really agree with what Sudevi also said, that the Bengali accent, when you're hearing, it is really so soothing to the ears, that because the Bengal, like all the languages are definitely very sweet, But then when you listen Bengali, and like specifically when it is Chaitanya Chaitamrita, when it is spoken in the pure Bengali accent, it is nectar to the ears. Okay, so coming back to our topic, the sages heard it with wide open ears, okay, and pondering it as well. But although hearing, they could not understand sorry, what he intended to do. So he means what the Lord was intending to say. They were very confused what the Lord is really trying to say. Just like see over here when we're talking about Arjuna, that when now see when how do we know that these are Lord's words? Because it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, right? We have our translations with us, that Bhagavan Uvacha, Arjuna Uvacha. So we know that these words are spoken by the Lord. So Satvik, can you read this for us?
There is no difference between the Supreme Person and his teachings, for he stands on the absolute platform. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. So if one reads the Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reaction of his past misdeeds will not act upon him, right? So see, the Bhagavad Gita is the Lord's, it's the song of the Lord, right? So if those are the words of the Lord, if those can still, like, in this Kali Yuga also, if everybody is mesmerized by the Bhagavad Gita, everybody is following it, just imagine what must have happened with the four Kumaras when the Lord was there right in front of him. Another example we know about whom? You remember about Dhruv Maharaj? When Dhruv Maharaj waited for the Lord, when he prayed to the Lord and he was like waiting for an audience with the Lord, what happened at that time? When the Lord came and he asked what he wanted, but then at the end he felt the Lord was there right in front of me. The Lord was all beautiful. He was like, he also was mesmerized with the beauty of the Lord and how the Lord gave him all the boons, right? So this is the quality of the pure devotees. When the Lord is there in front of you, when you go to the temple, when the darshan comes up, when the curtains open, okay, after the at the Shringar Arti, or when it is the after the Mangal Arti, when the Lord has been dressed and then the curtains open for the first darshan of the Lord, that time, many a times what happens, we are just from toe to the toe to the crown. Many of them start looking at the Lord, how the Lord is dressed, from the Lord's anklets to his crown, what all is there. You should always, when you go to the temple, try to do that. It will be that the arti is just coming on your ears, but you are only looking at the Lord. Maybe the kirtan is still going on, but you're only looking at the Lord. And then you might forget that, did the arti happen? Or did the chanting go on? Because you were so much engaged in looking and observed in the praise of the Lord. Okay. Okay, so now the next one want to be again today. I'm going to let us give a chance to those who have not read as yet. Isha, can you lead the first translation?
Yes, Mataji. The four Brahmana sages were nevertheless extremely delighted to hold him, and the experimented was thrilled throughout their bodies. They then spoke as follows to the Lord, who had revealed the multi glories of the Supreme Personality, though his inner nail potency Yogmaya.
Very good. Then we have Samskriti. Can you read the next one?
The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. For even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you speak in our favor as if we've done something good for you.
Okay, see, got it right. So they were like, because they were so confused that, you know what, like we have cursed a pure devotee of the Lord, and now the Lord is speaking in favor of us. So exactly what is happening? They were like confused, like, and they were like now praising the Lord, how the Lord has reacted over it, and because they were not expecting this. Okay, then we have Kavya. Can you read this part? The sages said.
The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. For even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you speak in our favor as if we had done something good for you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Then we have Hare Krishna. Sudevi, can you read this part?
O Lord, you are the supreme director of the Brahminical culture. You considering the Brahmanas to be the highest position is your example for teaching others. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity, not only for the gods, but for the Brahmanas also. Thank you,
Very
Mataji.
good. Haribol. So see, they are now confronting the Lord, and they are explaining what they are feeling about, what views they have about the Lord, right? Raya Prahlad, can you read this first one? You are the source.
Yes, Mataji, you are the source of the eternal occupation of all living entities, and by your multi
Multi
manifestations of personalities, Godhead,
you have always
you have always protected religion. You are the supreme
objective
religious principles,
principles,
and in our opinion, you are
inexhaustible.
unchangeable eternally.
Very good. See, now all is for the glorification of the Lord, in the praise of the Lord. See, this is what happens, you know, when somebody is like, just to extrapolate this thought and apply it in our daily life. Okay, just to think about it. Maybe not 100% applicable, but then if you try to do this, it will be really, really, you know, wonderful to change the scenarios. Like, see, somebody is very angry, okay, and you go in front of them. If you want that their anger should be reduced, their anger should be calmed down, you yourself have to be very calm. Okay, though you know that, okay, the person in front of you has committed some mistake because he has been hurt, or he has been humiliated or something or the other. Like, if you get into a very, you know, you get into a very humble position, this really changes the view of the person, or it really changes the way that person is going to interact with you. The same thing we are seeing over here, right? That Lord knew that, okay, whatever they had done was really not, it shouldn't have happened. But because they had already cursed, the Lord did not come and get angry on the four Kumaras and say that, oh, you know what you have done, now this is not done, or these were my devotees and why did you do it? But the Lord really appreciated that they were the Brahmanas, and whatever they have done at that time may have been the need of the hour, right? But at the same time, he also wanted to put up his own words. At the same time, he also wanted to be in favor of his devotees. So he also told them that how can they come back? And at the same time, he was so soft spoken. So these all things which are mentioned over here are, sorry, are really applicable for us, that how we should behave, or how should we react in conditions which are not so good for us. So if at all we start always being humble, or always being that, you know what, whatever has happened, let me see what change I can bring in myself. If that is a outlook which we have, things will be totally different for everyone, right? There will be no clashes, there will be no, rather, you know what, like, see, there is a proverb in the in all language it is there, that if you try to not like, I cannot put it up in words, like if you try to move a mountain with your heavy efforts and everything, it will not move or it will not happen. But a small kind act, like a small act by an ant will also can move mountains. Okay, so always remember to be kind, to be humble, so that situations are always in your control and the situations do not take control of you. Okay, so again, these are the same things, like it might, you might understand it, but then some things might just flow off your head. Hare Krishna Ramachandra. Nice to see your name because I'm not seeing you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Ramachandra, can you read the next one over here? The sages wanted.
Sure. The sages wanted to stress that although the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, says that he worships the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, actually the Lord is worshipable not only by the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas but also the demigods.
Right, very nice. See, so we all know, right? All the demigods also, every time we see when there's some problem, there's like everybody runs to Lord Narayan to have some, to give a solution to it. Because everybody, all the demigods also, they worship the Lord. And that is the reason the sages now are glorifying the Lord, that it is his merciful behavior, it is his mercy that everybody worships him. So they were really thinking that why is the Lord being so grateful to them. Okay, now see over here what we said is that the Lord, all the demigods are also worshipping the Lord. That means we all have to understand that, see, everywhere in the scriptures also it is written that the Lord is the supreme, he's the Almighty, and he is the only one. So what happens is, many of them, like at least in India, everywhere, what happens is everybody tries to, get their boons satisfied by different ways and means, like for more knowledge they will worship Saraswati, for more wealth they will worship Mother Lakshmi, for some other things they will have different gods, right? So what we need to understand is whichever demigod, they all the demigods are going to ultimately worship the Lord, right? We know the example of the roots of the trees, that if you water the roots of the tree, then naturally the everything is going to go to the tree. If you want like fruits, we cannot water the branches. Can we do that? If we want a fruit, but the fruit is coming from the branches, right? Why do I not water the branches, the leaves? That would be much more better.
Mataji, the fruit comes from the seed.
And the seed is down in the ground, right? And Krishna is the Aham Bija Pradapita, right? So he's the main worshipable Lord. He is everything comes from him. So see, whichever loka, like then too there are many people who try and worship everybody else. Okay. Now we are not, it's not that we are against the worship of the other lords, because the other demigods are also following the Lord. But if we are going to worship them with the intention that these are all the servants of the Lord, only then it will make sense. Otherwise, what will happen? Whichever Lord you are going to worship, that person will go to that realm or will go to that planet of the Lord, right? If you're worshipping Lord Shiva as the supreme, then you will go to Shivaloka. If you are worshipping Lord Brahma, you will go to Brahmaloka, right? So that clearness of that who is the Almighty, who is the Lord, is very, 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 very important for everyone. Okay. So who did not? Janvi, can you read this for us?
Yes, Mataji. Bhagavad Gita says that one who worships a particular demigod can reach the demigod's planet. The one who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead can enter into Vaikuntha.
Very good. Haribol. So nice to hear your voice, Janavi. Okay, you know what I'm going to do is, okay, so we have who all joined later on. Atharva, Haribol. Atharva, Satvik, Khushi. Very nice to see you all. See you all means at least see your names. We have a little bit time left. So what I wanted to do is, because this is Children's Day, so I wanted you all to read this. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Okay. I wanted you all to read this part. Okay. So now, because Srila Prabhupada loves children, right? It's because it's Children's Day. So I just want you all to appreciate what Srila Prabhupada has, like how, what views Srila Prabhupada has about children. I'll just increase the font over here. Yeah, I think this should be much more better. Okay, everybody can see this slide, see this? Okay, so we have the Prabhupada connection, right? Srila Prabhupada loves children. Okay, Advait, can you read this first letter?
Okay, Mataji. I may inform you that all our children born of the Krishna conscious parents, they are welcome, and I want hundreds of children like that, because in the future we expect to change the face of the whole world, because child is the father of man. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice, very nice. 1 second, just give me 1 second. That's okay. Okay, then we have the next letter which is there. Kabir, can you read this for us?
So take care of these children. If you can make one child Krishna conscious, it is a great service. Krishna will be very pleased. So many children will come.
Very good. Can you read this also, Srila Prabhupada lecture, so that we can understand from where it is taken?
Srila Prabhupada lecture, New Vrindavan, June 22nd, 1969.
Very nice. Okay, who else is not got a chance? Okay. Atharva? Atharva is there?
Yeah.
Can you read this, Atharva?
The part where it says, okay. If we are able to make a whole generation of our children to find Krishna consciousness preachers, that will be the glory of our movement and the glory of our country as well. But if we neglect somehow or other, and if we lose even one Vaishnava, that is very great. That is a very great loss. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada letter, June 20, 1972. Okay. Balavrinda, can you read this for us?
Mataji, my,
She cancelled it. You cancelled it?
Just like this child, she has taken birth having Vaishnava father, mother, so she must have been Vaishnavi or Vaishnava in her previous life, because this is opportunity from all our children, those who are born of Vaishnava father, mother. They are very, very fortunate from the very beginning of life. They are hearing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the associates with Vaishnava chanting, dancing, information or fact. It doesn't matter. So they are very, very fortunate children.
Very good. So Srila Prabhupada has always said that these children are Vaikuntha kids. So they should be taken care of. Okay, then we have, who else is there? Jahnavi, Smriti. Okay, then we have Kabir. Kabir, did you read?
Yes, can I read again?
I'll give you. Let me see who has not read and then we'll give it. Okay, Kavya?
Mataji, I read in the class, but I didn't read.
Okay, then let me see who hasn't read. Okay, Jahnavi? Jahnavi, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Can you read it? Dhruba, can you please not do that? I think it's getting scribbled on the screen.
Please take
care of your children and make them perfectly Krishna conscious. That is very great service. If by your endeavor 1 or 2 souls who come under your protection become liberated in this life, that is a great transcendental service to the Lord. Srila Prabhupada led September 13, 1969.
Very good. And we see that Janavi and her sister both are bringing their brother into Krishna consciousness, right? Janavi?
Yes, Mataji, we try.
Okay, so Isha, can you read this?
I think your child is very nice, and Krishna has given him the opportunity to perfect himself in spiritual life because he is placed under the care of a mother who is sincere devotee. Try to help him grow up peacefully and Krishna consciousness, and Krishna will simply smile upon your efforts.
For your efforts, very good. So Devi, can you read the next one?
So you are very fortunate. Krishna has blessed you with a very good devotee son. Take care of your son and take care of Krishna, and you will be happy. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada letter, March 14, 1970.
Very good. Your mom has also taken a lot of care of you so that you come into Krishna consciousness, right? Very nice.
Mataji, can I read?
Who is this?
Kavya.
Satvik? Kavya. Okay, Kavya, go ahead.
Gurukula is our most important project. If the children are given as Krishna consciousness education from early childhood, then there is a great hope for the future of the world. Srila Prabhupada letter, January 27, 1973. Thank you, Mataji.
Very good. Smriti?
Regarding the question, should force be used on children? No, there should be no force on the children to do anything. Child should not be forced. This is all nonsense. Who has devised these things? If we want them to be great devotees, we must educate them with love, not in a negative way. Srila Prabhupada
Wonderful.
December 10, 1972. Thank you, Mr. Jai Krishna.
Very good. See, I am following what Srila Prabhupada is saying, because then some of you are not having your videos open, but then too I am not telling you, I'm not making it compulsory, but I would really love to see you all over here. See, I cannot see Dhruba, I cannot see Jahnavi, Kaushik, Kavya, Khushi, I really want to see you. Ramachandra, I don't see. Samskriti, I don't see. It's so sad. Ramachandra, can you read this for us?
Yes, Mataji. Now I'm concerned that the Gurukula experiment should come out nicely. These children are the future hope of our society. So it's very important matter how we are training them in Krishna conscious from the very childhood.
Very good. Then we have Radha, can you read this for us?
Forcing will not make me agree. But if there's love, oh, so gladly do it. That is bhakti. That is Krishna conscious. So simply, if we train children by developing and encouraging their propensity to love Krishna, then we shall be successful in educating them to the topmost standard. Srila Prabhupada letter, November 18th, 1972.
Very nice. Abhinav, can you read this?
If they are not spoiled by an artificial standard of sense gratification at an early age, children will turn out very nicely as sober citizens because they have learned the real meaning of life. If they are trained to accept that austerity is very enjoyable, then they will not be spoiled. So you organize everything in such a way that we can deliver these souls back to Krishna. This is our real work.
Very nice. So see, everybody, like when you're doing things, when your parents are following Ekadashi, see to it that you are also following it. At a very tender age when you start, it will be really nice. Kaushik?
These children are given to us by Krishna. They are Vaishnavas and we must be very careful to protect them. These are not ordinary children. They are Vaikuntha children and we are very fortunate we can give them chance to advance further in Krishna consciousness. That is very great. That is very great responsibility. Do not neglect it or be confused. Your duty is very clear.
Right. So see, these all instructions are for the parents or for the devotees. But so if we also remember it, that this is what Srila Prabhupada wanted, it would be the best gift for Children's Day for all of us, right? Now, is there anyone who hasn't even read once? Can you raise your hands if there's anyone who haven't even read once? Okay, wonderful, awesome. So what we'll do is, I think there will be Vinita Gandharika Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, we have Gaurang Darshan Prabhu's class now, right?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do is we will end this call and everybody stay on the call, join the call back again. Okay. Right, Mataji?
Yeah. Whoever joined for the adult class, Divya Gaurangi Mataji and many other whoever joined for adult class, please join.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Prabhu today's class will be in another 5-7 minutes. So please join back again. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll end our call. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All our liturgy ki jai.
Hi, Mataji. Hi,
Bye
Krishna.
bye.
Bye, kids. Bye bye.